This is the Zephyr backpack from Black Voyage, and it is the most high-tech backpack I've ever used. Originally, this was going to be a YouTube short, but there's too much information and I couldn't cram it all in 3 minutes. The main draw here, though, is going to be the vacuum seal this has on the inside. With this, you do actually get a vacuum pump, so you can use this here and it'll essentially pull out all that air and you can cram in more clothes for a trip. So instead of taking an extra suitcase, you may be able to fit everything into just this backpack, which is going to be great when I take shorter, like 3 to 4 day trips. Instead of needing to take that extra suitcase, I can just bring this. I am going to actually demo that here with what I would typically bring on a trip with me. But I want to cover a bunch of other features that this has first before we get there. This is waterproof, which is awesome. So you're going out, you're going to be covered in rain and things like that. You don't have to worry about that soaking all of your stuff. On the front here, really nice premium material. Everything feels premium with this too, not just on the front. The whole thing feels very premium, very good. Has 15 different areas that you can pack stuff in. The front here, we have this opening. Cool part here, you can detach this. It's a keychain. One of the things that I do is I usually throw my keys when I'm traveling just in the front pocket on the backpack. It's moving around, but a fear I always have is I'm gonna go grab something from the backpack, keys are gonna fall out, I'm not gonna know that it did that, and I'm gonna lose my keys. Here, it will actually clip, and now it is held to the backpack. So I like that feature there. So we have that front pocket. We open this up. Of course, we have that vacuum seal on this side. Here we have a pocket and you could store your shoes on this side. So this opens up right here and this will actually move more to allow for the shoes to fit in there. I wear minimal, so it should be pretty easy for me. If you have really large shoes or they're really thick, maybe it's a tight fit or maybe it doesn't fit at all. This is a decent amount of space, but I would be worried with much larger shoes. You may run into an issue there, but this does expand and it does move. So you should be okay for most people. Then we have another opening up top here. Here you could put your hygiene products and things like that. This does expand. So I currently have this expanded here, but I could zip this up and it would make this obviously smaller. I've seen different numbers, so 40, 50, and 60 liters in terms of the total capacity that this can hold. But I do think that is dependent upon, are you expanding this? And of course, are you using the actual vacuum seal area as well? Then we have, that I would consider that's like the main compartment with the vacuum seal. And of course you could pack more stuff on top of this, which is awesome. But then we have, like for your laptop, this main compartment. And here, we have the top, and this is why I have all this stuff out. We have an area where you can put your laptop, and it has these straps in it too. So it will actually go around that and help hold that in place. So we have that top area there. Then we have another one next to it where you can put a tablet or potentially another laptop. And that will just slide in just like that. And then these straps will go around that if you need it to. So again, just holding it in place. Then we have a main opening here. You could slide more stuff, which I'm gonna go ahead and throw in the switch 2 there. There's a secondary pocket next to that. I'm actually gonna go ahead and throw in the tripod and then the Action Pro camera. I'm gonna put that up here. Then we have 2 pockets up top. So all this is cramming in here. This other one, I'm gonna put my power bank. This actually has a USB port, or cable, I should say, right here to plug into your power bank. And then on the side here, you can open this up and then you can just essentially put in that cable from here and it will actually go through the backpack to your power bank. So you're not leaving this thing out. You just have that one cable coming out. Or I've seen a lot of other people, they'll leave the power bank in there, but then they'll close it just close enough to that cable that it's not going to pinch down on it, and then they'll run it that way. Here, you won't have that issue. You can actually just run that cable on the outside. So this will stack right here. We have 2 openings where you can put pens and pencils as well. I'm actually going to throw in on this side the Apple AirPod Pros, and then we'll zip that up. On the other side, and actually I want to cover this really quick. TSA lock. This is a TSA approved lock. I really like this. One of the draws towards this backpack, I went on vacation 2 months ago. TSA lost my luggage. When I finally got it, somebody went through it and they stole my stuff. Now, a couple lessons learned. One is I put my GoPro in there and they stole my GoPro, my chest mount, my tripod, and my water shoes. And so not gonna put any electronics. I would just make sure that they are in my backpack from now on when I travel, because that was such a small item. I was just like, I'll just leave it in there. I don't wanna mess with it. So not doing that again. But the other thing was, I need to make sure that I bring a change of clothes every time in my backpack when I travel, just in case. And so this will easily allow me to do that. So I didn't have any clothes. Now, they of course say like, hey, if you buy anything, show us the receipts, we'll reimburse you. But I was like, it'll be here the next day. That drug on a little bit longer than I wanted it to. So from now on, I will be bringing a change of clothes with me every time I travel. But we have that lock, which I do really appreciate as well. We go to this other side. So here we have an area where you can put your water bottle. This does expand. You just zip that and then you can just slide in water bottle right there. You could zip it up a little bit if it needed a little bit more kind of pressure on it to hold it in place. When we get to the back, so here, really, really cool. So we have obviously our shoulder straps. This has premium material and cushion and foam right here for your shoulders, so it shouldn't be a lot of pressure there. Sometimes if there's a lot of stuff in a backpack and it doesn't have enough cushion over time, obviously that starts to rub on the shoulders and the traps, and then that just starts to ache a little bit. This has that extra cushion. We have the clip here too, well, to just secure it around your chest, your sternum. And then you actually have this strap, which you can use to slide over the handle of your luggage. So you can actually just essentially secure it to that. So you're not holding the backpack and then wheeling your luggage around. This will hold it to those handlebars. Then we have like a waist strap as well, which just allows you to handle more weight without all of the pressure being on your shoulders. So we have this, we have the cushions there. Then you actually have cushions right here on both sides as well. So you have cushions on your back too. Then you have another compartment. So when we look at the back here, you have Velcro pull, and then this opens up. So now I can open this section up and it's the full length of the backpack. So I can shove something else in here if I needed to. And then we have this zipper, which I currently have open, but this is compartments on this side. So you could shove more stuff in there. What they say this is really good for is your passport. I like this because I know if you are traveling abroad, the concern is, hey, I may not be paying attention and somebody's trying to rummage through my stuff. And if my passport's in the front, they may try to actually steal it. Well, if your passport is back here, it's secure against your back. There's no way they can have access to it unless you actually take your backpack off and then for whatever reason, it's like turned away from you. And then they would still have to unzip this portion. There's a lot that they would have to go through just to get access to your passport. So I really like this as well. So we can zip that back up. So that's all the compartments that this has. Again, 15 is what they're saying with this. And now let's actually, because we have that other stuff in here currently, let's actually put all the clothes in here. And now we're going to use the vacuum pump to seal this and then look at, we should be able to get all this stuff in there, hopefully. Again, I have roughly 4 days of clothes, but we'll see. Maybe I'm kind of hitting the max with that. But my guess is about 3 or 4 days worth of clothes, depending on what you wear. Also, you should be able to fit in here and then still have some room to put other stuff potentially on top of this, maybe. Not a lot is what I'm guessing, but you should have some room. So let's go ahead now and cover the clothes that I have and fitting them inside of this vacuum seal portion. All right, so for the clothes that I have here, 4 pairs of socks, 4 briefs, 2 pairs of pants. I have gym shorts, and then we have 4 shirts. I'm gonna put the shoes in here as well. For the pump, it does come with a bag, and then you actually get 2 different pumps. So for smaller toys, it has the adapter for that, and then other things like an air mattress. I'm going to go ahead and leave this on for right now. This just tells you how you're supposed to seal it and actually zip this back up. That way I don't forget. So let's go ahead and put this in there. And if my socks don't fit, I'm actually going to cram them into my shoes and put them over here if I need to. So let's go pants first, pants and jeans. And as you can see, this thing does pull out quite a bit. They actually sell just this. This is stitched into the backpack, but if you just wanted essentially this portion of this, you could just buy that. So you could essentially vacuum seal items and then put it in your suitcase and have it as a separate bag and then kind of separate everything if you wanted to. Let's do shorts down here. Good. We'll go brief. Oh, easy. Now let's go shirts over here. Good. And then shirts down here. I could actually probably fit in a little bit more. I'm going to cram the socks over here. And we'll do some over there. I think I could probably cram in a little bit more. I'm not going to push it, but this is 4 days worth of clothes for me. So we're going to grab this. Zip this all the way up. The big thing here is it has to be fully zipped. Then you slide it through this thing. Good. All right. Now, the fun part. Let's get this thing vacuum sealed. So I wasn't paying attention. I had this on backwards. So this is the exhaust. This is the intake. I need to switch this over here. There we go. Now let's try this. So we're going to connect this to the top here. There it goes. And you don't have to worry about it just all of a sudden intaking a bunch of air. This is sealed until you unzip it. Like, I could probably still put some stuff in here. So again, this was 4 days. I bet I could manage with 5 or 6 potentially, depending on what I'm going to be wearing. Again, this was just 2 pairs of pants. If you needed more pants, that's going to obviously require more space, or you're bringing sweatshirts and things like that. It's just going to be dependent upon what you're putting in here and also your size. I'm 6 foot, 215 to 220 pounds. I wear extra large shirts. I wear 34 by 32 pants. So in terms of sizing, to give you an idea of the amount of fabric in here, let's go ahead and put the shoes in this side. Again, mine are minimals, so they just like flatten right down. Done. And I would still have room to put stuff here if I needed it. Now let's zip this all the way up. And I haven't used this pocket yet. Like, there's still a bunch of areas where I could fit stuff. Boom, right there. That is awesome. 4 days. For me, this is when I go to the certifications. I'm a medical exercise specialist for my main company. When I go do certifications, it's a weekend. I'm gone Friday through late Sunday, potentially Monday. I could just bring this on the plane. I don't have to worry about bringing all this other stuff. I am covered with this, and that is awesome.
Now, as I was editing this, I realized I didn't touch on one very important fact, which is that this has a lifetime guarantee. So if you register this product, you get that lifetime warranty on this, which is great. And then I did want to showcase me just putting this on, using the straps, doing a shake test just to make sure that this doesn't fall off easily and nothing just falls out of this because the zipper slowly becomes undone just from more extreme movements. And as you can see, none of that happens. What's the thought behind this? If I need to run, if I'm at the airport and I gotta book it and I gotta catch my flight, or if I'm just in any situation where I all of a sudden need to start running, this isn't going to let your stuff just spill out. I've had that happen before. You start to book it and then all of your stuff dumps out and you're like, well, this just defeated the purpose of having this backpack, which was to keep all of my stuff together. And now it's just splayed out all over the floor. So this is easily my favorite backpack I've ever owned, and probably one of my favorite things I've gotten to review outside of like PC monitors and PC components and desks and things like that. This is definitely one of my favorite products I've had here on the channel. I really, really like this thing. So I'm going to put a link for this in the description if you want to pick it up. If there's any questions that you have about this that I didn't answer in this video, let me know in the comment section and I will make sure to answer that for you there. If you like the video, hit the like button for me as it helps the channel out. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.